I'm joined today here on Primetime Local News with ABC Life Literacy Executive Director Mac Rogers. Now, with the third wave of the pandemic underway and more restrictions coming into place, children may be spending more time at home. And ABC Life Literacy is hoping that parents take advantage of that and they put out some tips that parents can utilize with their children to help sharpen their literacy skills. Now, before we get into those tips, Mac, I just want you to go through the importance of literacy among children and why parents should make it a priority.
So thank you. I think it really is important to think about literacy as a family activity when we're talking about Canadians. And we do know that adults have very low literacy scores. There are almost 48% of Canadians are below high school, but we're also seeing the pandemic as having a direct effect on kids. So a University of Alberta study recently came out and let us know that of kids in grades 1 to 3 that are struggling with reading before the pandemic are worse off after the extended school closures. So we really need to be aware that this is an important thing and something that we can actually do something about and have fun doing it.
Now, ABC Life Literacy Canada has put out some tips and different tricks that families can do together to help sharpen their literacy skills. Now, these are there's a bunch of different ones. So I was going to get you kind of go through some of them. I know the first one I saw was Sing It To Me.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you go to our website, familyliteracyfirst.ca, there's actually over 80 activities and stories that you can download. It's all free. And a lot of those activities and games are really designed to get the whole family engaged. So the one that you're speaking about, Sing It To Me, is a really fun way of, you can use either lyrics or songs, or if you're a good whistler, and try to get people to either guess the next lyric or guess the name. And it engages us in a multiple kind of way of thinking about literacy as not just about books, but about the music and art and the world around us.
Now, another fact I saw was that children spend 5 times the amount of time outside of the classroom than they do inside of the classroom. Now, some of these other tips that I saw were things that families probably already do. So there was ones of pop-up kitchen and grocery lists. So how important is it to be able to just integrate some things that parents may do on a normal day, but integrate their children into it and bring some maybe math and literacy skills into the mix as well?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. And the way to think about it is that there's always an opportunity for lifelong learning and fun. So it's really about kind of connecting those pieces. And when you look at things like cooking is about so many different types of literacy. It includes things like reading of the recipe and also following direction. You may look it up online, so there's digital literacy. And then actually measuring ingredients is numeracy, understanding what a millimeter is and a milliliter is and what a cup is. So it's really about including all of those, but talking about the act of learning together and working together, and hopefully having some good food at the end of it.
Now, you talked a little bit about how the pandemic has impacted students' learning and stuff like that, but does this also pose an opportunity for parents to be more active in their children's education and kind of promote things that maybe they wouldn't talk about with their kids as much?
Yeah, and we at ABC recognize that there's a lot of stress on our time right now. Our days are longer and, we're a bit isolated, but it's about creating new habits and habits that are healthier and habits for your family. And it can be based around fun, things like game nights and cooking together and activities that you can find. But it's really about kind of creating the new habit of saying, look, we're going to take that 10, 15, 20 minutes a day, spend it together, doing something educational but fun, and seeing if we can create a new way of working together.
And you talked a little bit about it before, but the skills hub that you have online on the website, can you just kind of go into more detail about some of the stuff that's on there and how people are able to access it?
Sure. So all the programs at ABC Life Literacy Canada are free. And so for families, we recommend going to familyliteracyfirst.ca, some really great programs there. When you're looking at the abcskillshub.ca, it's a great way for adults to start their learning journey. They can take financial literacy skills, they can take employability skills. And we're adding new skills to that portal every month. So always come back to it. You'll find more courses to take. It's all free, and it will get you started in thinking about these important life skills.
And you mentioned earlier that literacy among adults is also kind of low. So is it important for adults to take an active step and decide, you know what, I'm going to, improve some of my literacy skills?
Yeah, absolutely. And particularly around a pandemic is that jobs are getting more competitive. We want to have our best foot forward when it comes to skills. But also if you're a parent, modeling good learning practices is really important because your kid's going to do what you're going to do. So if you want your kid to read, sit down and read with them. You don't have to read the same book. You can read your own things. You can sit beside each other, but really model that lifelong learning and commitment to reading and fun and literacy.
And do you have any final thoughts today?
I just want to say thank you for talking about this. I think the pandemic has a lot of things that are negative about it, but we can really try to come together and have some fun as a family and maybe learn a thing or two.